Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to do something pretty amazing. We're going to build a real, working scientific instrument, and we're going to do it with stuff you probably have lying around your house right now. Get ready because we are about to harness one of nature's invisible forces. Let's jump right in.
So, what if I told you that in just the next few minutes, you'll be able to see and even use a powerful, invisible force that literally wraps around our entire planet? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a superhero movie, doesn't it? Well, it is 100% real, and you're about to see exactly how. You know, the real secret is just learning how to see something that's always there, but it's totally hidden from our eyes. We're talking about one of the fundamental forces of the universe, and we are going to build a little device that makes it visible.
And that invisible force, it's called magnetism. It's basically a push or a pull that only affects certain metals. You've definitely felt it with fridge magnets, but what's wild is that it's also working on a massive planetary scale. And that is the secret to our whole project today.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I probably need some kind of high-tech lab for this, right? Nope, not at all. The gear for this mission is so simple. Let's take a look at what you'll need. That's really it. Just a bowl of water, a little slice of cork that's going to act like a tiny boat, a regular sewing needle, and yeah, you're reading that right, a fridge door. And no, it's not for a snack break. That magnetic strip that seals your fridge door shut, that's our power source.
All right, got your gear ready? Awesome. It is time to build. We are about to turn these totally ordinary items into a genuine magnetic detector. Let's do this.
There are really just four main steps here. First, we have to magnetize the needle. That's the magic part. Then, we'll pop it onto our cork float. After that, we'll set it in the water. And finally, the best part, we just sit back and watch what happens.
Okay, pay attention, because this next part is the most critical instruction of all. To get that needle magnetized, you need to rub it along the magnetic strip on your fridge. But here's the secret sauce. You have to do it in one direction only. Don't go back and forth. You are literally scraping those magnetic properties off the strip and onto the needle. One way. Got it? So, how many times do you need to do this? Well, the source suggests about 50 times. Yep, 50 strokes in the same direction. That's going to make sure your needle is nice and powerful, strong enough to feel the pull of the entire planet. All right, once your needle is practically buzzing with this new magnetic energy, you're going to very carefully place it right on top of your cork slice. Try to get it as balanced as you can, right in the middle. And now, for the moment of truth. You want to gently place your little cork and needle creation into the center of the bowl of water. You want to make sure it's floating freely, not bumping into the sides. Okay, now just watch. Watch closely. At first, it'll probably just bob around a little, but then you should start to see it turn all by itself. The source even calls this the spooky part, but trust me, it's not magic, it's science. So, this is the big question, right? Why is it moving? There's no wind, you're not touching it, so what invisible force could possibly be pulling it into position?
It does look a little weird, maybe even a bit spooky watching that thing move on its own, but there is a perfectly logical and frankly way cooler explanation for what you're seeing right now. That's right, the entire planet we are standing on acts like one gigantic bar magnet with a North Pole and a South Pole. And your little needle, now that it's a magnet too, is being pulled by that massive planetary field. So a magnetic field is just the area around a magnet where you can feel its force. And what you've done is you've created a tiny magnet that is so sensitive it can feel the pull of the giant magnet we all live on. How cool is that? And this just shows why that rubbing step was so important. If you tried this whole thing with a regular, non-magnetized needle, it would just float around randomly doing nothing. But because we gave our needle that magnetic power from the fridge, it now has a purpose. It has to line itself up with the Earth's field and point north. You know, what you built in that little bowl is so much more than just a cool party trick. It's actually the basis for one of the most important tools in all of human history.
I mean, think about it. By definition, a compass is just a device with a magnetized needle that turns to line up with a magnetic field. You didn't just do a science experiment. You literally built a compass from scratch. And this really matters. For centuries, sailors on foggy seas, explorers in huge, unknown lands, they have all relied on this exact same science to find their way. This simple device is what helps people know where they're going and what keeps them from getting lost.
So just let that sink in for a second. With a needle, a piece of cork, and your refrigerator, you have built a real scientific instrument. You made an invisible force visible. You detected a force that is generated by our entire planet. That is just unbelievably cool.
And that leaves us with one final big question. Now that you know how to see the Earth's magnetic field, what other invisible forces do you think are all around us, right now, just waiting to be discovered? Thanks for joining me.